Hey everyone! Today we're jumping right into a topic that honestly affects every single one of us in some way, understanding and breaking down the stigma around mental health. Wow, that quote just hits you, right? It lays out this bizarre double standard so perfectly. You'd never tell someone with a broken leg to just walk it off. But for some reason, when it's about our mental health, people think cheer up is actual advice. That's the core of what we're digging into today. So let's start by really unpacking that. We're going to explore this unfair treatment of the mind versus the body, and we're going to put a name to the problem we're all fighting against: stigma. And here it is. This is the definition of our enemy, if you will. See, stigma isn't just some bad vibe. It's a real powerful force. It's built from these negative, unfair beliefs that create this whole culture of shame, forcing people to just stay quiet. And that silence, that's the wall that stops so many people from getting help. And make no mistake, that culture of silence is not harmless. It has a high cost, a really high cost. And that's what we're going to look at next, the very serious consequences of all this.
Just look at this domino effect. It's a total downward spiral. It kicks off with that fear of being judged, right? So you don't ask for help. But then, not getting help makes things worse. And as things get worse, you feel more alone, more hopeless, which makes you want to hide even more. It's this awful, vicious cycle. And the engine driving the whole thing is stigma.
Okay, this right here, this is probably the single most destructive myth out there. The idea that having a mental health challenge is some kind of character flaw or a sign of weakness, it's just plain wrong. The reality is simple. These are medical issues. They have genetic, biological, and environmental causes. Just like any other medical condition, nobody chooses this. All right, so that's the problem. It's big, it's serious, but here's the good news, and it's really good news. We are absolutely not powerless. We can fight back. So this next part is all about action. It's a simple toolkit for change that literally anyone can use to make a difference. And here we have it, a simple 3-step toolkit. That's it. It's about what you know, what you say, and how you listen. Super straightforward, right? Let's dive into each one. First up, educate yourself. This is your foundation. Knowledge is the ultimate mythbuster. It replaces fear and assumption with actual understanding. And here's a super concrete way to do this. Next time you hear someone talking about anxiety, take just 5 minutes, literally 5 minutes, to look up the difference between feeling anxious and an anxiety disorder from a reputable source. That one little action makes you part of the solution. Okay, action number 2 is all about language. And this one is so easy, but so powerful. Just look at the difference here. Saying a bipolar person kind of reduces that entire human being to their diagnosis. But when you say a person living with bipolar disorder, see what that does? It puts the person first. It's a small shift in words, but it's a huge shift in perspective. It says, I see you, the person, not just the condition. And the third action, which ties it all together, is fostering empathy. This is all about creating that safe space for someone to be vulnerable. And here's a real-world example. Let's say a friend opens up to you. Our first instinct is often to jump in and try to fix it, right? To offer advice. But try resisting that urge. Instead, just try saying something like, wow, thank you for trusting me with that. That sounds really tough. I'm here for you. Just listening without judgment, sometimes that is the most powerful thing you can do. So what happens when we actually do these things? When we educate ourselves, watch our language, and lead with empathy? Well, what we get is something pretty amazing. We start building a totally different kind of community. This is the payoff. This is the world we can actually build together. All those small steps, they add up to a huge cultural shift. Imagine a world where talking about your mental health is as normal as saying you have a headache, where it's okay not to be okay isn't just a hashtag, but something we all genuinely believe and live by. A community where people feel safe enough to actually say, hey, I'm struggling. So I'm going to leave you with a challenge. Just one question to think about. What is one conversation you can start today? And look, it doesn't have to be some huge, dramatic thing. It could be as simple as texting a friend you haven't heard from in a while, just to check in. Or maybe it's just catching yourself before you use a certain phrase. What's that one small step you can take right now to be part of the change?